My name is Ethan Ramirez, and I'm recording this because the shadow government is hunting me. I worked for NASA on the Nexus project, and we figured out how to travel between parallel dimensions. Well, to an extent anyway. My colleague, David Patel, stopped answering my calls, and I am concerned for his well-being. And since we made this discovery, men have been following me. They sit outside my home at all hours of the day, and stranger than that, once I crossed over into this parallel dimension, one of my children disappeared.
Welcome to this episode of Lost Tapes, where we explore the disappearance of Ethan Ramirez, a father of 3 and an astrophysicist who worked for NASA on the classified Nexus project. He was reported missing by his wife 3 weeks after he had filed a missing persons report for a child who doesn't exist. A few days before his disappearance, his wife established psychiatric care at Land of Oaks Mental Hospital. His stay was expected to last 2 weeks, and it is believed that the cause of this stay was because of a mental breakdown and an episode of delusional psychosis.
I have 3 children. 3, okay? Maria, Isabella, and Gabriella. Isabella and Gabriella, they're still with me, but Maria, I have no idea where she is. I was working for NASA on the Nexus project. The Philadelphia experiment opened Pandora's box for us, and we wondered if we could learn how to teleport things, move forward or back in time, but by accident, we learned how to travel into interdimensional portals, which were left behind by you're not going to believe this, but we saw an eye form in the wake of a bubble in time. I know this sounds hard to follow, but we learned how to stop time in a small bubble. Think of it as a warp in time-space. See, we trapped an apple in this bubble and left it there for a month. It didn't rot. When we made a few slight adjustments, an eye appeared in front of Dr. Patel. And then when we returned home, that's when we noticed we were transported into a parallel dimension or universe, whatever you want to call it. Isabella and Gabriella, they remained, but my daughter Maria, she was gone.
On June 24th, 2029, Maria was reported missing, and this led to conflicting police reports, as Ethan's wife protested that Maria didn't exist, while Ethan remained adamant of her existence. He produced family photos held in his wallet, which included Maria. His wife couldn't explain the photos or how Maria was present, but remained stern with the police with regards to the disappearance of Maria. She didn't exist. She couldn't have existed because Maria's mother had a hysterectomy after the birth of Isabella, and Marie couldn't possibly be hers. Though, when confronted with the pictures Ethan produced, she couldn't understand how Maria resembled her to such a degree, and that she was overcome with a sense of deja vu, which persisted for 2 entire days. Though his wife did not mention it, she had dreams of Maria and felt a connection that she couldn't quite explain.
The police, though I don't know how deep they dug, I think they did a thorough investigation into Maria's whereabouts. Well, I don't know. I hope they did. They called me a few days after I filed the missing persons report to inform me that Maria, she wasn't registered in the Social Security office, and her birth records were not on file. The police also went on to investigate her dentist and her doctor and found that these establishments didn't exist. I don't understand any of this. Earlier today, I drove to where her dentist office was, actually where it was supposed to be, and where her dentist should have been was an empty parking lot. I remember Dr. Patel had mentioned that he now had a family, which was strange because last I knew, he was a single bachelor. He didn't have a family. A man of solitude, and that's who he was. He kept to himself, and in all honesty, he was a hermit. But I pressed on, though, because it's been a few days since I've seen Maria, and I'm losing my mind. I'm starting to wonder if she actually existed or not, and wait, hold on, no. I have the memories. Maria is real. I have pictures with her in them. She's real. She has to be, right?
On June 28, 2029, Ethan was booked at Brevard County Jail in Titusville, Florida, due to a misuse of emergency services and disorderly conduct. On June 27th, a day before his arrest, he had made 72 phone calls reporting his daughter missing and requested that a different detective be placed on his missing persons case. A Titusville officer was dispatched to Ethan's home, where he was verbally warned that if he continues harassing the police and abusing the emergency services available, he would be placed under arrest for no more than 72 hours and no less than 24. Though he was in jail for 24 hours after he was arrested, he remained adamant that his daughter still existed and that she was missing.
I don't care what they say. These pictures, these videos, these memories, they prove otherwise. How many times they throw me in jail, I don't care. Or how long I'm here, I don't care. I know Maria exists. I still have the pictures, like I said. I still have the videos. I showed my wife the videos, and she still doesn't believe them. I showed her the birthday videos. I showed her everything, and how is it that I have all of this evidence on my phone? I show it to them, and yet they are still going to tell me that it's not real. My wife looked at the birthday videos and again, and I can't explain how she was there in the videos, in the pictures, and yet she somehow did not remember it. It dawned on me then that I crossed into a parallel universe. And then everything made sense. And so did David and Olivia, Marcus, Lucas, and Emery. All 6 of us crossed into a parallel dimension. And in this dimension, this universe, whatever you want to call it, Maria doesn't exist. I drove by where her school should have been. So many things are similar, as in, let's say restaurants, locations of stores, but it's weird because the names and establishments are different. Here's what I mean. There was a Walmart on Cheney Highway in Titusville. That Walmart is now a Kmart, the business that went out of business a while ago, but now Walmart is going out of business. It's like Kmart and Walmart switch places. Wendy's is as prevalent as McDonald's was, and Subway, it doesn't exist. Everywhere Subway once was is replaced by something I had never even heard of. It's called Subhaven. I'm in a parallel universe, and I need to get back to where I belong.
Once Ethan was released from jail on June 29th, he was scheduled to attend a psychiatric evaluation. Once Ethan was released from jail on June 29th, he was scheduled to attend a psychiatric evaluation. Preceding the evaluation, Ethan and family left Brevard County Jail, ate lunch at McDonald's, and made the psychiatric appointment on time. The psychiatrist who performed his evaluation had deduced that Ethan exhibited symptoms consistent with an acute delirious state precipitated by significant stressors. Ethan didn't have a history of substance abuse or medications which could bring on the delirium. The psychiatrist suggested that he relax at home and consider taking some time off of work, as it was becoming too stressful.
And now that I think about it, the whole parallel dimensions and universes and whatnot, I think David vanished. I've been trying to call him and now he's not answering my calls. Maybe he went into one of those portals I've been hearing about. I haven't seen one of those eyes yet, but when I do, I think I will go through the portal. I don't know what's on the other side of it, but I can't stay here. I'll walk through a ton of these portals to get my family back. This family, I don't know who they are. The kids are different. Isabella and Gabriella are my daughters. They look the same, they sound the same, but just from interacting with them, they're not the same kids. They're not the same. And I don't belong here. Where is their real father? Did I take his place? I feel like an imposter even though this is technically my family. That's me in those family photos on the wall. My daughters, they can't tell the difference between me and that guy on the picture, but maybe that's not true. Do I sound and look like the other father? How do I even get back to where I was?
July 1st, 2029, Ethan's wife reported him missing, indicating that she fell asleep with him by her side and awoke in an empty bed. Ethan left behind a single tape and nothing else. The Titusville police surveyed the area but found nothing which could be helpful. After interviewing neighbors and reviewing security footage, police were baffled as they did not see Ethan leave his apartment complex. His car still sat in the parking lot, and his bank statements indicated that not a dime was spent. Where Ethan Ramirez was, no one knew.
Okay. So, I'm going to do it. The last time I talked to Olivia, she said that an eye has been appearing in her bedroom, and once it disappears, it leaves behind a portal that spreads open. She hasn't seen very many of these eyes. I haven't seen any of these eyes, but I'm gonna hang out past midnight and wait and see. So I'm going to sit up tonight, waiting for an eye to show up. I guess the portal spreads outward and then collapses. She said it was blue when she saw it, and on the other end of it was, well, each time it was different, but I decided that if I do see one, I'm going to record this message and leave the tape behind. Girls, I love you to pieces, but I think I came from another dimension, or some kind of parallel universe. We were working on the Nexus project, and my colleagues experienced something similar to what I am experiencing. Anyway, Isabella, I love you. Gabriella, I love you too. I hope that your true father returns, but I cannot stay here. This isn't my home universe, and I cannot take that man's place in your hearts. Forgive me for what I am about to do, because I don't know if he will return when I leave this place. I hope so. I hope to God that when I showed up here, I didn't absorb into him or, whatever. Hopefully he's somewhere else right now, and he will return, but either way, I'll wait. I saw the eye. It appeared just after midnight, like Olivia said. Makes sense why I didn't see it before, because I'm not a night owl. Anyway, the eye is here, and it's staring at me, studying me. I think this is the same eye, or one of the eyes I've been hearing about on the news, but I didn't give it too much thought. My daughter, Maria, she's the only person who's been occupying my mind. Please, please forgive me for what I am about to do. I don't know if I'll return, but once the portal opens, I'm going in. I've heard they close, and I can only assume that if they close on me, it will hurt. The pupil of the eye dilated, and from its center bloomed a blue portal. What was on the other side? I couldn't tell until it got bigger. As the portal grew and its glow illuminated the bedroom, I stood up. This is it. It's over now. Goodbye. And I hope to God this returns me to my universe of origin.